Good morning and welcome to Thursday's Maths. So today we are going to be doing addition and subtraction, a bit of a rewind, and then we're going to move on to some worded problems. So first things first, I want you to pause this video and I want you to try and work out how could you put all these words into two groups. Off you go. So hopefully you could see that all of these words mean either addition or subtraction. So I'm going to do all the addition words in orange. I'm sorry that the camera's so shaky, I'm waiting for a phone stand to arrive. So add obviously means adding something on. More, if I've got more of it, I'm adding it on. If it's increased, plus, sum, people forget sum, that means add them together, or the total. Okay, all of these things mean adding, they all mean addition. So that means then that take away, subtract, finding the difference. If something is less or something has decreased, they are all take away. Okay, and you might need to keep looking back at this to remind yourself of some of these words later on. Okay, so we're now going to rewind to formal methods of subtraction and addition. So first up, addition. I've written down one of my numbers and now I need to make sure I line my other number up in the right order. So if my number was 61,113, I need to make sure I line it up correctly. So I've got 61,000. So I've got 6 in the 10,000s, 1 in the 1,000s, 1 in the hundreds, and 13, which means I've got 110 and 3 ones. I haven't got anything in this 100,000s column. I can put a 0 if I want to because it doesn't change my number. So 7 add 3, that's number bond to 10, so that's 10. So I've got nothing in the ones column and I rename, so I've got 1 in that tens column. So 4 tens add 110 add 110 is 6 tens. 100 add 100 is 200. 3,000 add 1,000 is 4,000. 70,000 add 60,000. Well, 7 add 6 is 13. So that's going to be 13 10,000. So there's my 3 10,000s. Rename my 10 10,000s. That's 100,000. 334,260. So now rewinding column subtraction. So this time again, I've got my biggest number written down first and I'm going to take away 18,146. So again, making sure I'm lining things up in the right place. I've got 18,000s. I've got 110,000 and 8,000s. I've got 113. So now I need to make sure that I'm taking away in the right order. So 2 ones take away 3 ones. I can't do that. So I need to go next door. I take one of those 10s and I turn it into 10 ones. I rename it as 10 ones. So now I've got 10 ones and 2 ones. That makes 12. 12 take away 3 is 9. 2 10s take away 110 is 1. 100 take away 100 is no hundreds. 6,000 take away 8,000. Again, I can't do that. So I need to go next door. That becomes 0 10,000s. I rename it into 10,000s. 16,000s take away 8,000s is 8. 0 10,000s take away 1 10,000. Again, I can't do that, so I go next door. Take one of those 100,000s, turn that into 10 10,000s. So now I've got 10 take away 1, which is 9. 2 take away nothing, which is 2. Now we're going to start having a look at worded problems. So my first worded problem says, what is 570 more than 526? Now, like Miss Winfield said, we need to first of all visualise this, give this some real world context. So if I had £526 and someone gave me 578 more, am I then going to end up with a bigger number or a smaller number? Am I going to end up with more money or less money? Hopefully you're starting to think, well, if she started off with £526 and she got 578 more, her number is going to increase. So I'm going to think about how I can represent this. So I'm starting off with £526. And then adding on, think about those words that we looked at earlier, and then adding on 578. I'm now going on to my represent it. Okay, I'm starting to represent my problem. So this tells me I'm starting here, I'm adding on this number, and I should get to my answer. So calculation-wise then, I need to add these two numbers together, making sure I've lined everything up in the right place, making sure I'm adding and not subtracting. We do that sometimes. So I need to do 6 ones add 8 ones is 14, rename 10. 2 add 7 is 9. Add another one would be 10 tens, that becomes 100. 5 add 5 would be 10 hundreds. Add on will be 11 hundreds, so that's 100 there. Rename that one 1000, 1104. Right, my next worded problem says, Colin and Brian were playing darts. Colin scored 112. Brian scored 154 more than Colin. So Brian started at 112, which was Colin's score, and he got 154 more than Colin. So he's got 112 and he's adding on 154 more, and that is going to be Brian's score. Okay, so again, I'm visualising it, I'm starting to represent it. The problem then says, what was their combined score? What was their combined score? Well, to start off with then, I know what Colin's score is, but now I need to work out Brian's. So I'm going to do 112, add 154. I can do this in my head if I wanted to, but I'm going to show you using a formal method. So this would be 6, this would be 6, and this would be 2. So that tells me then that Brian's score was 266. Now, is that my final answer? Hopefully you're telling me no, because Miss Winfield's fourth step is solve it. I haven't actually solved my problem then. The problem asked me what was their combined score. So I now need to add Colin's score of 112, Brian's score of 266, and that is their combined score. So that should be their combined score. So you're now going to have a go on Hegarty Maths. It's number 20. I have set it all for you. If you are struggling to get onto Hegarty Maths because it's so busy, I will put some questions up now on the screen and you can do those on there instead. See you later. See you tomorrow.